See, in the previous class, I was telling about S parameters, and this called S parameters means scattering parameters. Here is a scattering parameters. It can be represented in the form of a matrix. Okay, that is our main advantage of scattering parameters, and these parameters are used to study the properties of networks at RF and microwave frequencies. Because we cannot use ABCD parameters, Z and Y parameters at RF and microwave frequencies. Already I told about why we cannot use those parameters at RF and microwave frequencies. Okay, so for a two-port network, and it may be any number of ports, that network may consist any number of ports, that entire network can be represented by its matrix, S matrix. Okay, so this, as I said in the previous class, for a two-port network, that S matrix is like this. This is a S matrix of two-port network. It has four parameters: S11, S12, S21, and S22. Similarly, for a three-port network, it has nine parameters like this. Okay. Similarly, for a four-port network, these are the there are 16 parameters are there for the four-port network. So now we will see the definition of these parameters. We will take a two-port network, and we will see how to define how they are defined in the what is the definition of those parameters. So similar to these definitions are similar to the Z and Y parameters with respect to the given network. Usually that network is a linear network. So this is, for example, two-port network. This is a two-port network. It has a port 1 and this is a port 2. Okay. So for this, it has a four parameters: S11, S12, S21, and S22. So here S11 is defined as it is equal to B1 by A1. I already told about B and A. B represents the outgoing wave, and A represents the incident wave to the network. So this is a network here. This is a wave. It is incidenting to the network. And outgoing wave, this is the outgoing wave here. B is the outgoing wave. And that subscript represents the port number where that wave is incidenting or leaving, exiting or incidenting. That is represented by the subscript. Here B1 is there. So it is a ratio of B1 by A1 means the wave outgoing at a port 1 divided by the wave outgoing incident at a port 1. Okay, ratio of B1 by A1. So as we said, it is a phasor. We have to consider a phasor for both the B and A. That means phasor means it consists both amplitude and phase, and amplitude and phase of the reflected wave. Because the wave incident at the port 1, it has amplitude and phase while reflecting back from the port. So if there is a mismatch here, if there is a mismatch at the input port, the signal will be reflected back. That amplitude of the reflected wave and phase of the reflected wave depends upon the mismatch here. How much mismatch is there? What kind of mismatch is there? Based on that, the reflected wave will be there. Okay, so with respect to this A1, how much deviation is there in the amplitude and phase of this B1 will be given by this parameter S11. It is also called as reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient. So how much this B1 deviates from amplitude and phase of this incident wave A1. Okay, so for so this usually that we used to, as I said in the previous class, we do not use a voltmeter and ammeter for measuring voltage and current. Here the waves are measured, and also the ratio of those two are measured here. So this S11 is easily measured using a vector network analyzer. There is an instrument series equipment. That equipment gives the ratio S11. That is the ratio of B1 by A1. How much B1 deviates from A1? That is one measured by this S11. So directly we can look at this value S1 from the network analyzer. So for example, this S11 is equal to 1 and it is equal to 180 degree. That means B1 has an amplitude same as a A1, but B1 has a phase shift 180 degree with respect to A1. That is the meaning of that. Okay, so like that, this is S11 usually we will measure. So you can you can come to know how this B is deviated from A1 from the value of this S11 because it is a ratio of B1 by A1. And usually, as I said in the previous class, this is a frequency dependent. Frequency dependent means that the value of parameters, S parameters, varies with respect to frequency. As the frequency changes, the value also may change. It may not remain same. That how it changes, that depends upon the network here, network present here. So, at a particular frequency, usually the values of these parameters are specified at a particular frequency. So, at a given frequency, this may be something. And as the frequency changes, the value of S11 may change. Okay. So, at some particular frequency, it may take a value, it may become 0. That means 0 means S110 means B1 is equal to 0. That means there is no reflected wave at all at the input port. Okay, so like that, you can, and at some frequencies it may take a value equal to 1. That means at some frequencies the entire wave may reflect back. That means nothing is delivered to the network. So from the value of S11, we can come to know at what frequency the signal is delivered or energy is delivered to the network. Whenever the reflection is 0, you can come to know the signal is delivered to the network. Whenever reflected wave is high, it says that there is a reflection. That means the entire power is not delivered to the network. So by looking at that S11 response with respect to frequency, we can say which frequencies can give a maximum energy to the network or to the output. And those reflected also we can come to know from the parameter. So that is the S11 here. Similarly, the definition of S21. S21 refers to the signal exiting at port 2 for the signal incident at port 1. So signal is incidenting at port 1. So as it is a ratio of B2 by A1. B2 means it is a signal incident going out, exiting from the port 2, and A1 is a signal incidenting at port 1. So it is a B2 by A1. So incident signal is here, and we are measuring how much is coming out of the second port. Okay, exiting from the port 2. So incident here is the incident signal, and outgoing wave we are measuring at the port 2. So we can call it as a transmission through the network. So this is a transmitted wave. B2 is the transmitted wave from the through the network. So we can say it is a transmission. So S21 means it is a signal at port 1 incident, and output is at a port 2. Okay, so like it is a transmission. While measuring this S21, we have to keep a match termination here. Match termination means the signal whichever comes here dissipated in the match termination without reflecting back here. So A2 should be 0. A2 should be 0 means there is no reflection. We are connecting a match termination here. Whatever enters coming out of at port 2 should dissipate in the match termination here. That is you should do while measuring the S21 should be match terminated here. Okay, so like it says how much transmission is there, B2 by A1. Again we will measure only S21 parameter. We are not measuring B2 and A1 independently. So that instrument network analyzer gives a ratio of B2 by A1, that is a S21. From this S21 we can come to know what happens to the signal, whether it is passing through the, whether it is reaching the output or not, that we can come to know. So if S21 is equal to 1, that means B2 is equal to A1. Okay, B2 is equal to A1 means entire signal, whatever the incident at port 1 appears at port 2. That is the meaning here. So that is the entire transmission is there. Even it is 1 means there is no reflection also, there is no loss. So entire signal appears at the output. That is the meaning here. Okay, so and also it may be 0. 0 means S210 means nothing is coming out of this, nothing, even incident signal is there, no output. No output means 0 output. So there is no output. There is no transmission at all. So through the network to the output. Okay, that is the meaning here. That means like a stop band. In the filters, what happens? There is no output for a stop band frequencies. So, hello, is it audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please put off your mic, all of you. Someone is speaking. Okay. So this is a B2 by A1. So like we can come to know the transmission here. Similarly, again, this is also frequency dependent. And S22, this is reflection again, similar to the S11, but we are measuring at a port 2 here. Incident signal at a port 2 and reflected signal at a port 1, we are looking. That ratio gives the B2 by A2. Okay. Next, this S12. S12 means similar to the S21. S21 here, but the signal incident at a port 2, but we are measuring the signal, outgoing signal at a port 1. So while measuring this B1, it must be match terminated. Port 1 must be match terminated. A1 must be 0. A1 must be 0 means there is no input signal. So signal is coming out at the port 1. It is dissipated in the match termination, whatever here. Okay, it is not going back to the network. That means anything which enters port 1, that is a A1. But while measuring this, A1 should not be there. That should be equal to 0. So we are putting match termination here. Whatever the wave dissipates here, that is a B1 here. Okay, B1 by A2. So you can call it as a transmission coefficient at port 1 with a port 1 match terminated. Okay, sending a signal at port 2. So this is again I have written here a definition. In most of the time we use like a rotation. S11 is a 2IN. We already studied this. Reflection coefficient at a port input port, and this is a transmission. At a port 1 is input, a port 2 is port 1 is the output, or 2 is the input. Similarly, this is port 2 output, port 1 is the input. This is also transmission from 1 to 2. Okay, S22 is a reflection coefficient to out at this one. So this is about a definition of S parameters at RF and microwave frequency. Similarly, you can define for a 3-port network, 4-port network for also. Okay, say for example here the 3-port network, this is a S23 is there. S23. So S23 means what here? Here 2 represents the outgoing port and 3 represents the incident port. So S23 means it is B2 B2 divided by A3. B2 divided by A3. That means we are inputting a signal at port 3 and we are seeing how much power coming out of the port 2. Okay, that is the meaning here. See, second suffix is the subscript is the incident and it should be in the denominator. And first subscript is for the outgoing port. Okay, there that is should be in the numerator too. Okay, so here A3 is in the denominator, B2 is in the numerator. So S23 means it is B2 divided by A3, B2 by A3. Okay, similarly this one here B3 divided by A3. Here S32 means B3 divided by A2. So like that you can write for any parameters of this S matrix. And as we said, the numerator and denominator here, we have outgoing and incident. Okay, denominator is incident, outgoing is a numerator here. Okay, so you can write for any of these S parameter, it may be of any number of ports. So this is about a definition of S parameters at RF. So by from looking at these parameters, so need not to know what is inside this box. It may be any thing here inside this. It may be filter, attenuator, phase shifter, or it may be amplifier. Okay, whatever it is. But just to measure this, you keep a that device, the unknown device may be given to you. How do you come to know what kind of network is that? You can measure the S parameters using network analyzer. Connect a network analyzer, measure the S parameters. Now from the looking at S parameters, you can say what is that network is. So like that you can confirm the properties of a network. You can study the properties of any given, or also you can study whether it is working good or not. Sometimes we may bring a device here, we will bring an amplifier. Okay, if you have to check the amplifier whether that amplifier is working or not. How do we check that? At a RF and microwave frequencies we are measuring these S parameters here. Okay, so we are measuring, and from these S parameters we can come to know it acting as an amplifier or not. Okay, And this will be if, we will, and also amplifier, it may be giving a amplification only at a particular frequency or a band of frequencies. That also you can come to know from these parameters, because we are plot the S parameters with respect to frequency. Plot all these parameters with respect to frequency, and from that frequency plot we can come to know at what frequency that amplifier is giving a gain, a required gain. And similarly you can come to know whether it is acting as a filter or not. Any device which you buy, you can test it whether they are performing their function or not by measuring these parameters. So that is about here S parameter. I have given here this many of you did in the laboratory. The example here, we measured S21 in the laboratory class for a two-port network. So like this is a line resonator we have done. So and we measured how much power is coming out of this port with respect to port 1. So we are sending a signal for port 1 and we are measuring the output from port 2. That is S21 we have to measure. So as this structure I have given in the class, laboratory class, it is a two-port network, one, two, okay. So there are four S parameters are there. And as we can see from this two-port network, it is a symmetric structure. This is a symmetric structure. You can use you can interchange the ports, input port and output port. You can interchange. So here automatically it is a symmetric network. S11 is equal to S22 and S21 is equal to S12. So we can look only at a S21, need not to plot a S12. You can plot it, is not a matter. In the simulation tool. You can do this S12 and S21, they will overlap. Similarly, S11 and S22, they will overlap. Okay, you can see that in the simulation tool. So if you plot this S21 and S11, we will be observing like this. See, this is the plot here, and we are plotting that usually what we will measure here in the, as I said, at a high frequency we are measuring the power and energy, not a voltage and current. We are not measuring voltage and current, we are measuring the power and energy. So here power means it is a voltage square. Power is a proportional to voltage square. So S21, it is a ratio of voltages. See, B2 by A1. B2 is a voltage, A1 is a voltage. This is a ratio, voltage ratio. Okay, but we have to take a square of this. Square of this we have to take, then it is a power. Okay, but B2 and A2, they are the phasor, so we cannot take a square as it is. Magnitude square, you take a magnitude of that and then square, that gives the power. Voltage square is a power here, and but you have, because it is a phasor quantities, first you take a magnitude, then you square it, that gives the power. So that we are plotting here. See like this. See here what I have done. S21, S21 we have to do. S21 means B2 by A1. It's a voltage ratio. So this voltage ratio, I have written somewhere else, I will tell you that. Okay. So here voltage ratio S11 magnitude square. See, S21. Okay, afterwards we'll come to this, but we will see what is that S21 magnitude square. Well, S21 magnitude square. This represents the power. Okay, so this we are plotting here. This is in this one, S21 magnitude square we have to take, that we have to plot. And usually we plot that in decibels. Okay, in decibel. So if you take the magnitude of this S21 magnitude square we have to take, that represents the power. Okay, but that power we are expressing in terms of decibel. So S21 magnitude square means you can write like this, 20 log. Otherwise it is 10 log of S21 square. S21 magnitude square here, but multiply the 10 with a 2, you will be getting 20 log of S21. Okay, so this is a power. We are measuring the output power here. Okay, S21 dB means it is output power in dB. Why this equation? As I said, S21 magnitude square you have to take here, but in the log scale it is a 20 log of S21. Okay, so this is representing the power, output power. Okay, you have to measure the power at a RF and microwave frequency. So we are measuring the power here. We can display voltage also. See, this is a ratio, S to 1 ratio I have plotted in this figure. S to 1 ratio, okay, it is a 0.8. S to 1 is equal to 0.8 means B1 is 0.8 times the A1. See here, it is 0.7 around, it is a 0.75, this value. 0.75, S to 1 is equal to 0.75. This is a just ratio I have plotted in this figure. But in this figure, it is a power we plotted. Okay, you took a magnitude square of this, so that gives the power, and that decibels in decibel scale you plotted here. But here is just a ratio. In the ratio scale, it is looking like this. So output power, output voltage, that means here B1 is 0.75 times A1, meaning here. Similarly this one. This is zero point 0.7 times around here, zero point 0.7 here. Okay, zero point 0.7 times A1. That is the meaning here. So what does it says here? For different values of epsilon, we plotted here. Different values of epsilon, it is 2.2, 4.3, and 3.2. Okay, so at a particular frequency, for example, epsilon, if you take a 2.2, this is a plot here. This is a plot. It is giving maximum response at this frequency. Maximum response. In ratio, we will be getting 0.7 volts. Okay, but we are inputting 1 volt here. RMS value of 1 volt we are inputting, but a maximum output, how much we are getting? Only 0.7 volts we are getting maximum. And either side again it decreases like this. So it is resonating at this, but the maximum we are getting only 0.7. Remaining 0.3 is because of it may be a radiated, or it may be dissipated in the structure, or reflected back because of all those, and a coupling problem. Okay, that may be lesser than the value whatever you get here. So if you plot this in the power scale, you will be getting this. You see, so it is zero point 0.7. 0.7 you take here, 0.7, and do the 20 log of 0.7, you will be getting this value. It is some around minus 4 dB. See here, this is 0.25 dB, 0.25 maybe here, this value. This is minus 5. This is a point, this is minus 2.5, minus 2.5 dB. You will be getting like this value, something. So that is in the decibel scale. Similarly, for this and this, you will be getting. So it is negative here. You see here, if it is 1, see here 0.8, 1 maximum value you can get is a 1, because you are inputting a power a voltage equal to ratio RMS value of 1 volts. Maximum how much we can get if there is no losses in the network, you will be getting maximum of 1 volt. Is correct? Maximum of 1 volt we will get. But because of losses, we are getting lesser than that. So if it is a 1, maximum is 1, that is a 0 dB coinciding with a 0. See like this. This peak must be coincide with a 0 if there is no losses. But because of a losses, it is output of voltage is lesser, 0.75. So that is corresponds to, see if you take here 1, S21 is 1, that is without losses, S21 may be 1. Okay, then it may be coincide with a 0. But always it is lesser than 1, because there is always a loss in the practical network. So it is lesser than 1 means that is a negative here. You see here, minus 5, minus 10, minus 15. Okay, so here is a minus 20 is lesser than 0 dB. It is decibel scale. Minus 20 dB is lesser than the 0 dB. Similarly, minus 10 is lesser than minus 5. Okay, so like this is a minus 2.5. It is lesser than 0 dB. Negative scale here. Okay, so like this, you will be getting, this is a plot what we observed. This is a power what we are plotting. What the output for different values of epsilon I have plotted like this. You also can do this in the simulation tool. Change the value of S parameter, epsilon r. You can see how the how it shifts to the lower frequency side. 2.2 will be having like this. 4.3 we got this. For 3.2 this is a 1. So like this, there is a shift in the frequency also, resonant frequency, as you change the permittivity. So this is about a S21. So like this we can plot. So from this what we can come to know, see here is a frequency axis here, frequency axis. This is a power, how much power is coming out of this. So with respect to frequency or plotting, you can come to know at what frequency you are getting the maximum output. So this is a maximum output what we are getting. At a frequency of 4.3, we are getting maximum power. So it is resonating at this. And also you can come to know how much loss is there. Actually, it should coincide with 0. But because of a losses, it is below the 0. So measure the how much is from year to here. See, like from year to year is how much. That is called as insertion loss. You should also measure in the laboratory how much insertion loss is there. You measure this. Okay. Similarly, what and all we can do. So you can find the resonant frequency. You can find the insertion loss. How much insertion loss is there? You should insertion loss should not be more. That means most of the power is dissipated in the network. That is a useless. Actually, what we want insertion loss will be as less as possible. Okay. So it is very important parameter. You have to observe this. What happens? What is the how much is the insertion loss is there? Okay, so that you have to even it may give a resonance at some particular frequency, but insertion loss may be more. That means your network is not good. Most of the power is dissipating in the network as a heat. It is a waste of energy. So you should see this. You should try to design the network such that this insertion loss must be as minimum as possible. So from the S parameter, you can come to know. You can come to know it is acting as a resonator. You can see, you can measure the insertion loss like this, and also you can measure resonant frequency. And another parameter you can measure bandwidth also. You see here bandwidth from the peak you go down by 3 dB and measure the frequency at this F1 and this is a F2. Take a difference of this S2, F2 and F1. Measure the bandwidth. Center frequency divided by bandwidth gives the quality factor. Okay, so you can measure the bandwidth, you can measure the resonant frequency, insertion loss, we can measure. So all those studies you can do over the given network here. So the from the S parameters, all these we can do whatever you want. So we are flattered because with respect to frequency here. Okay, S21. So what we can observe here, the power reduces here. Power reducers at either side of the resonant frequency. This behavior what we expected from the resonant circuit. So like this, S parameters we are using at a high frequency. Actually, as we said, it is a ratio of waves. Okay, output wave and input wave ratio. Now, that is measured by using a network analyzer. In the laboratory simulation tool, we do using ports, okay? But actually measurement, we are using a network analyzer for doing these plots and all, okay? So this is, similarly, you can plot any S11 also, like a reflection coefficient. S11 you can plot. That study also you can make what happens at what frequency maximum reflection is lesser, you can come to know. Okay, you can try in the laboratory simulation tool. Okay, how much reflection is there per at a particular band. All those things you can study and all parameters you can display. I have displayed only S21. You can try for all the parameters and you can see. Okay, and also you can generate. These are I have generated from the AWR tool only. This plot, whatever I have is displaying, this is from the AWR only. You can make a plot look like this from your simulation tool. There is a properties are there, plot properties are there. In the plot properties, you can do many operations, and we can make that plot look good like this. It may be very good for a presentation or putting in a report and all. You can do like this by changing the color, thickness. We can change, font size. We can change. We can add a text also like this. Everything you can do over the plots. Okay. So this is about S parameters. So what we can see here, by looking at S parameters, you can see what is happening inside the network. Okay, so this is S parameters. Okay, so from S matrix, okay, are you audible? Hello, hello, is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello, what about this Manish Rajkumar? Are you present? Are you present there? Manish? Manish is there? Is it Rajkumar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Ujjwal, Nikhil, Rakshit. See, many of they were not present. That's why again and again it's a problem. Okay. So again, next we will see networks and properties of S parameters. See here is we can say properties of networks also. Network means it may consist, as I said, many things it may consist. Anything, it may be phase shifter, attenuator, filters, like this. But networks in general exhibit some properties. I think you might have studied these things in the network analysis also. Properties, network properties. That means reciprocal property, symmetric property, lossless properties. Okay, and lossless. So like this symmetric property, lossless networks, phase shift property. So like linearity property, like networks in general exhibit some properties. Okay, so you can reciprocal networks are there, symmetric networks are there, lossless networks are there. So like this, you can categorize the networks: reciprocal, symmetric, lossless. Like you can categorize the networks here. Okay, so here matched networks. Another is a matched networks, like reciprocal, lossless, symmetric, and matched networks. So here for given S parameters, a network is represented by a S matrix. As I said, see here, this is a network. Some network is there. This network is represented by its S parameters like this. So any network it may be. If this is a network, okay, see like this, some network is there. This network is represented by some parameters like this. This is a parameter. So it may not be given, network may not be given. They will be providing this S matrix of a network. They will provide only just this matrix. S11, this parameters, so they will be provided. That is a S matrix they will be providing. Network S parameters they will provide. Looking at these S parameters, we can say whether it is a reciprocal network or a lossless network, matched network or a symmetric network. Okay, you can say whether it is a symmetric network, matched network, or it may be a lossless network. That you can come to know. See, this is a S matrix of a some network. This is a network here. They have given S matrix of that. Okay, by looking at this S matrix, you can say whether it is a reciprocal network or a lossless network or it may be a symmetric network. Okay, so that is another advantage of this S matrix. So how to analyze that reciprocal network? The network is reciprocal. How do you come to know from the S parameters? That is here simple test we have to do. See, reciprocal network is one in which the transmission of a signal between any two ports does not depend on the direction of propagation. Direction of propagation. That means the properties of that network do not depend upon the direction of propagation. It may be in the forward direction, maybe in the opposite direction. Okay, the properties of that network remains the same. Input and output ports are interchangeable. See like this. This is a reciprocal network. You can send a signal in this direction or this direction. The properties remains the same. You can interchange the ports. Input port and output port we can interchange. Okay, that is not a matter for this network. That properties remains the same. So that is a reciprocal network. In either direction, the sender signal in both the direction, it may remain the same one. So like this is a resonator for microstrip resonator. Okay, not for lumped resonator, lumped element resonator. So here for this resonator, this is a reciprocal network. Okay, but if you consider amplifier is it a reciprocal network? Amplifier, input and output are there. The amplifier input is there and output is there. Can we interchange input and output in the amplifier? It is not possible. Is correct. We cannot use the input as a output port and output as a input port. Okay, so that is the meaning here. Reciprocal means you can interchange the ports. Okay, that is not a matter, properties remains the same. But example is like a microstrip resonator, microstrip line resonator, and other we will see that. Okay, but example non-reciprocal means like a amplifier, or it may be a mixer circuit also. It is, they are not reciprocal. We cannot interchange the ports, input port and the output port. That is not reciprocal. So yeah, how do we come to know from the S parameter whether they are reciprocal or not? Just we have to do this test. See, for reciprocal networks, this S1J, Sij is equal to Sji. You just check it out in the S matrix. Take a they will provide a S matrix and see Sij must be equal to Sji. That I is not equal to j. That means S21 equal to S12. See, S21 equal to S12. Similarly, S13 is equal to S31. Like this. If they are equal, S21 is equal to S12 and S13 is equal to S31. Similarly, if it is a 4-port network, S41 is equal to S14. Similarly, S23 is equal to S32. See, like that. If they are equal, interchanging this 1 and 3, you interchange it to 3 and 1. If they are equal in the S matrix, that is called as a reciprocal network. Okay, so we will see the example. For example, here. Okay, in the example, what is it? This is S11. Okay, this is what? S21. Is correct? S21. Sorry, S12. S12. What is this here? S21. So S12 is equal to S12. S21 is equal to S12. Both are equal. Similarly, what is this? This is S13. S13. What is this? S31. Both are equal. Similarly, this S here, here is a S2, 4. This is S42. Both are equal. See, like this. So actually diagonal. This is a diagonal. The elements are mirror from the below the diagonal and above the diagonal. The elements are elements are mirror image. See, this J is J, 1 is 1, mirror image. If there is a mirror image is there with respect to diagonal, elements are mirror image. Then usually that network is a reciprocal network. That is a S21 is equal to S12, S13 is equal to S31, S41 is equal to S41, like that. Okay, this is a mirror image with respect to that. So like that, we can see it is a reciprocal network now. So by looking at this, what we can come to know, it is a reciprocal network. Similarly, this is outside the bracket. This is actually, this is outside, which is common for all the parameters. Okay, this is actually 4-port network. This is a 4-port network. This is a branch line coupler. This also we are studying in our simulation also. See, like this. So if they ask you to check whether it is a reciprocal network, just you look at this, and if it is a mirror image above and below with respect to this diagonal, that is a reciprocal. Or you check it S21, S12, like all the parameters. If they are equal, then it is a reciprocal network. Similarly, here also you can see here. Similarly, so this is equal to this. This is equal to this. This is equal to. So like this is also a symmetric network. So if they are not equal, then it is a asymmetric not reciprocal network. So we can from looking at a S matrix, we can say whether it is a reciprocal network or not. Okay. Next, that is a property, reciprocal network. You can whether check it out whether it is a reciprocal or not. Next one is symmetrical network. Symmetrical network means here diagonal elements may be anything. You see here, as I said, reciprocal, simple reciprocal, reciprocal symmetric. Reciprocal symmetric means this is only symmetric. Sorry, reciprocal. I said diagonal may be anything. Diagonal may be anything. But in case of symmetric reciprocal, you see here, is a special case of a reciprocal network is a symmetrical network. Symmetrical networks are defined as networks that have identical size, element values, and arrangement of corresponding electrical elements in reference to a plane or a line of symmetry. In general, for any symmetrical passive input network, S parameters is given by, see, this condition also satisfy SII is equal to SJJ. Okay, so this one, you see, in the only reciprocal, Sij is equal to Sji, but for symmetric this also must satisfy, Sia is equal to Sjj. Okay, so so that is a symmetrical and reciprocal. For symmetrical and reciprocal, it must satisfy both here. Okay, but for reciprocal only, it is satisfying this, Sij is equal to Sji. Okay, for symmetric and reciprocal, both must be satisfied. So that example here, I have given example here. You see here, for this is two port network. For the two port network, what you can see here, you see the diagonal here, S11 is there, S22 is there. They are not identical. Diagonal elements are not identical. But you see here, this is a 0.25, 0.85. This is identical. This one is this one. They are equal. This is a reciprocal, but it is not a symmetric. It is not a symmetric. It is a reciprocal. For a symmetric, this also must be equal to this. Okay. Similarly, you can see here. Here, this is equal to this, and also this is equal to this. This is symmetrical and reciprocal. This network is symmetrical and reciprocal. This is only reciprocal. This is symmetrical and reciprocal. Next, this one you see. This one and this one. It is 0.15, 0.2. So it is not a symmetric. But here you see 0.85 minus 45 is there. Here is a plus 45. So it is also not reciprocal. It should be plus only, but minus is there. So it is not a reciprocal, not a symmetric network. So like that, by looking at these parameters, we can say what is the network. Okay. So that is another properties of S matrix. We can say what is that port is. Okay. Next is the lossless network. Symmetric, reciprocal over. Next is a lossless network. It is a lossless network means for a network to be lossless, all of the power of a wave incident at any one port must be equal to the sum of the powers of the waves exiting from the other ports plus the power of the reflected wave at the incident port. So what is meant by lossless? See, for example, this is a network. You send a signal at this port 1. We are sending a power at port 1. This power port 1 must be equal to addition of power from here, and here plus the power reflected from here. A part of the wave may be reflected. We are sending a signal here. A part of the wave may reflect here. You take addition of power coming out of this port and this port, addition of from here, and here, plus the power from reflected from here. Do the addition of all this. Okay, that must be equal to the incident power here. So automatically, what is the meaning here? That is output power here, and reflected here is equal to this. Nothing is dissipated in this network. Is correct. So that nothing is dissipated here. That means it is a lossless network. So whatever the input here coming out of the ports, that means no power is dissipated in this network. That is the meaning here. So power is conserved. That means input power is equal to outgoing power. Input power must be equal to outgoing power. That is the meaning here. So input equal to outgoing power means no power is dissipated in this network. A part is coming out here, a part is coming out here, a part is coming out here. So nothing is dissipating here in this network. So that is the meaning. So take a sum of power from here, and here. That must be equal to the power at here. Then it is called as a lossless network. Okay. So you can check whether it is a lossless network or not. Okay, from the S parameters. See, for example, like this, it is given. It is given here. Okay. So this you measure the power two port network like this. Okay, if whatever power you are inputting here must be equal to the power coming out here. Not only that, the power coming out here and reflection from here you have to consider, because a part may be reflected here. Okay, you take a power going out, reflected power here and a power coming here, add the two, power coming here and a reflected power coming here, add the two, that must be equal to power incident here. Okay, that is a one, usually one power, 1 watt, like that. What is the power outgoing here? That is S21, S21 square, S21 magnitude square power outgoing here. What is the reflected wave coming here? Reflected wave, that is S11 magnitude square. So reflected power coming here, outgoing power here, you add the two, that must be equal to 1. Okay, that is 1 watt. Usually normalized value we will take it as a 1 watt. Okay, so that must be equal to 1. Then this is a lossless network, no power is dissipated in this network. Okay, so like that you can come to know whether it is a lossless network. Okay, by doing this test we can come to know. Okay, in the next class we will continue this. Okay, all of you there? Hello, hello,
Yes,
hello.
ma'am.